Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our final series of the night. Quick recap if you missed series number 3, or if you're just now joining us. Patience looked pretty good week 1, not so good against Bunny, who's all of a sudden looking on fire against Protosses.
Bunny's currently in first place. He is 2-0.
What a world we live in, Valdez.
And he's going to be trying to challenge against probably ByuN for the top spot. I mean, Sue's been having a bit of trouble. Did win today.
Right.
But did lose his games, I think, actually against Patience, right, in week 1. So Sue would be the other big contender, I think, to take first spot. That coveted first place in SSL Challenge, which means that you just go directly into Premier. You don't have to do any fast lane.
Nope.
No BS. You're just like, yeah, I'm a Premier player. I'm going there.
Yep. It was Hero last season. Who will it be this season? We'll have to play a few more weeks to find out. But our last series of the night is going to be a ZVT. It's going to be ByuN taking on Impact. And Impact kind of surprised us in week number 1. Won his series there, but so did ByuN in dominating fashion versus Rogue. A big 2-0. How much of that was ByuN winning? How much of that was Rogue throwing his stuff away into Widow Mines? The world may never know. But
a bit of both.
We do know that both players come out with wins into our final series of the night. I'm excited to see which Impact is going to show up here, but also which ByuN is going to show up, because we've definitely seen shades of that guy.
50 Shades of ByuN. That's definitely something I want to see.
It's just a giant palette of ByuN faces, and they're differing shades of grayscale.
Yeah. Someone could do it. That's a good idea.
That could happen.
I like it.
We have very creative viewers.
But, I mean, yeah, he's been inconsistent at times. But I think Rogue definitely takes the cake for super Mr. Inconsistency. Speaking of another player who's doing pretty well is Impact. He's 2-0 so far.
Yeah, and he is. Did pick up a win in week number 1. Now coming in here, obviously a little bit of a bigger challenge ahead of him. Looking ready to go. On Team Dead Pixels, one of the few teams that has multicolored jerseys. So Patience has the yellow one, he has the red one. Team Expert just has a super sick jersey for everybody. Although ByuN mostly just wears the hoodie. Scarlet usually wears the actual jersey. I don't know what Bly wears. I've never seen Bly with his Expert jersey. I just see him proxy hatch in online tournaments. So
yeah,
we'll see that
pretty
one day.
Much the story of that. I like the esports since 2016 on the jersey there. But here are the maps. We are actually going to see a different map pool: Frost, Whirlwind, and Abyssal Reef.
No Odyssey or Ascension to Ire. That is quite surprising. ByuN had Odyssey, but no Ascension. Impact had Ascension, but no Odyssey. So to be Frost, Whirlwind, and Abyssal Reef, very big maps to start things off. So this is really going to change the way that you play, aside from the predominantly two-player map pool that we've been seeing so far.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. So I wonder who's going to win this one, because I feel like, again, as you were saying, ByuN, he played really well, but also it was kind of Rogue losing the series too, as he threw away a bunch of stuff. So maybe Impact actually puts up a big fight and ByuN kind of drops the ball. I think that's definitely a universe that we could find ourselves in after this series.
Right. Now, earlier on today, we got a chance to see Scarlet showcase a very sort of in-development style of Zerg play against Terran. It's very Hydra-focused, and in general involves a lot of surrounds, flanks, DPS where you don't expect it. It was good enough to take a game and almost 2 games off of Innovation before she tried the Rogue strat of running over a bunch of Widow Mines with an army that was 50 supply up, that then was a whole lot more even. Now this time around we could see another TVZ. Will Impact adapt to this emerging style, or will ByuN continue to crush his way through the SSL challenge? You'll never know. So get out there, tell your friends that our final series of the night is on. It's Impact versus ByuN. And here we go. We're gonna fly better fly on to Frosterino. For our first map of the night, it is going to be our purple Zerg player Impact, wearing the red Dead Pixels jersey.
And his opponent in the bottom left, the blue Terran, it is ByuN.
All right, ByuN, a player I care a lot about. A lot more if he brought his puppy down, but
yeah,
just him.
He did have the best interview of week 1 with us.
That is true. He
said, you know, a couple of things.
Yeah, said his first series was pretty good, second series was pretty not good. But it's okay. He pulled it out in the end. So, all right, we're going to see a pool before hatch. I'm not sure exactly what level of aggressiveness this build will be from Impact. Still waiting on that hatchery to come down.
Yeah, and we know exactly what ByuN's going to do. I mean, we could kind of cast this with our eyes closed.
No, absolutely.
At this point, Triple Rax Reaper will be the name of the game.
Indeed, it will be. There's that third barracks coming down. Now, to be fair, Impact does have a great build to deal with this. He's gone for a very early pool. He does have a gas, so he'll be able to get that Zergling speed up pretty early. And this is something that Sue used to do. He would just assume that because this style is so popular, especially with ByuN, you just get out, you set yourself a little bit behind early, but that actually makes like kind of slingshots you because you don't lose Infinity Drones or the game and survive. So that could very well be. Wait, can that SCV not get out of there? Okay, there it was.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a second, because it looked like it was pathed.
The same Brood War rapid.
I look at it every time. I've been playing a lot more Brood War, getting ready for Remastered, and every time you think that you can get through a spot, you just can't. Every time. This time, it's a little bit more forgiving, so Supply Depot will plug.
What if you don't think you can get through? Does that mean that you can get through?
Most likely, yes. It astounds me every time I try to, block a ramp or a choke point versus Zerglings. No, it's just never tight enough.
Definitely the sentiment of lots of people out there. But we have lots of Reapers coming out here, of course. Impact is taking the long way around, as he did just scout where ByuN is with his Overlord. And for now, it looks like he is just going to send them back home. There is something on the watchtower, though I guess that might be the Lings.
Yeah, I think it is just a Ling. But here come the first few Reapers. They will be pooling up here at the entrance to Impact's Natural, and he probably knows exactly what's coming his way, whether it's the 2 racks or 3 racks, he might not be totally sure, but seeing the Reapers and the timing that they advance, yeah, he's going to know. And he does have the Zerglings and the speed that he needs to defend against this. Queen's all up at the front, and this should be just a perfect hold here for Impact. ByuN not needing to really deal damage with these first initial Reapers. All he needs to do is keep them alive. Let this critical number build.
He's kept everything alive so far. You can see that Impact is only making Lings right now, so he's taking this extremely seriously. And here are those 4 Lings from earlier. Looks like they're just going to come around the back, perhaps. They're not going to be able to do much at the front door.
Yeah, one of the worst things you can have happen is to build a bunch of Zerglings and then have either some telegraph the location of the other, or to have them picked off in little tiny chunks by these Reapers like that.
Yeah, don't want that to happen. Although ByuN is going all the way back home, so
yeah,
the pressure has been stopped here.
The thing about ByuN is that he's just so good with controlling these very mobile, mine-laden units that even after he finishes Reaper production, as a Zerg player, you can never know if he's just going to keep making them. Because a lot of times he has said, okay, well, I've got like 13, 14 Reapers. What if I just got 30? I think I did actually wind up casting a game where he had 33 Reapers at one point.
Nice.
And he's not stopping production yet. So what this can do is lull the Zerg player into a false sense of security because he's a 6 drone round just finished there for Impact. He's not building any military units, but more and more Reapers continue to flood out for ByuN.
Yep, no add-ons, no other infantry, just Reapers.
Yeah.
And it looks like he's going to go ahead and get some medevacs too. We've seen this before where actually, surprisingly, Reapers and medevacs are pretty good.
Yeah, this is something that Gumiho showcased for us in the GSL finals. You see the Reapers stick around, and all of a sudden the medevacs come out, and you're like, well, that's just kind of redundant. They can already jump up the wall. But no, it's for the healing. Because what you find out is that if Reapers aren't forced to micro, which decreases their DPS, they'll actually just stay alive for basically forever when you have them in a good blocking formation. So it's just a really, really cool way to do it. Also, when you load up and unload like that, you don't have to worry about them taking the slow jump off of a cliff. You can just pick them up instantly and avoid getting them any extra Zergling shots. So Reaper production has finally ceased. The magic number, Valdez, is 16.
Sweet 16 here for ByuN, and as you were saying, Impact kind of lulled into this false sense of security. Does have 40 Lings, but I mean, this is just so many Reapers at this point. The Queens are really going to be the saviors, the heroines of this army. Going to push them back for now. And we do have a Baneling nest on the way as well as that lair. So finally a bit of a transition. We got the stim on the way from ByuN. This is what you were talking about, where all these Reapers, if you have enough, you just basically stand there.
Oh, a cute little drop right there into the main. Now the Reapers, oh my god, ByuN is pulling a Maru, getting every single Reaper surrounded.
Oh, that was not good.
I looked into the booth and all of a sudden it flickered a little bit. Maru appeared right as that medevac picked up the last remaining survivors. Wow, that is not good. That is slightly suboptimal. Those Reapers kind of going down there.
He lost a bunch in the medevac that he picked them up in too, and now we got a Liberator flying into Queens.
Ugh.
Gonna lose a lot of damage.
Whoa, tangled up here a little bit. Yeah, so more Reapers out here. Turns out, how many Reapers does ByuN need?
Why were those Queens all the way out on the map, though?
That's the most confusing timeline right now. There's not even creep to be spread there. Okay.
Miss Rally, perhaps. This is going to be a really nice Reaper. There's a Spore on the way, but... Did I say Reaper?
Yes.
It's got to be Liberator.
Liberator.
Yeah. I'm just so into that Reaper thing right now.
Oh, no, not again. Well, this is another reason that medevacs are great to pair with Reapers, is because you can just throw the mines down right underneath the Reapers as they're surrounded, and the Zerg either has to immediately deplete the surround. Otherwise, you can just let the mines go off, pick the Reapers up, and they don't take damage. So,
what if people started doing 8 Reaper drops?
I mean, I can imagine that'd be incredibly effective.
Yeah, because, I mean, you can do a ton of damage very fast as well, and then the units that are going to get there first are the Lings, so you micro against those a bit, and then you pick up.
Especially if you get behind the mineral line, then you can just mine the entrances. Here come the Widow Mines, and I think this is... He bounced the Widow Mines back with a KDA charge.
Everything's fine here.
Yeah, I think this might just be a little bit too much for Impact to handle. He's got a decent amount of...
Oh, no!
No, not like this! Oh, is there no justice?
Okay, well, that one Widow Mine hit might just be the nail in the coffin here, because not enough Banelings at this point. Only 4 left over. There's only 3 morphing right now, even though he does have a lot of gas here. Just doesn't have enough stuff. Decent Baneling hit there, but again, this Marine count is just getting higher and higher. More medevacs do come over as well, and I mean, there's just not enough stuff here to stop this attack now.
No, if you ever wanted to see what a GG looked like, as that's about it. The drones being pulled, the Zerglings trickling in inferior numbers. Every single one of these drones will fall. Why are we seeing that worker lost increment there? I don't know, but a lot of drones did die.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
That was weird.
Okay. Yeah.
More than one drone did die, right?
Unless it didn't. Okay. Regardless,
I think it did.
Lots of damage was done there by ByuN. There we go. All right, I summed it up, Valdez.
You did it. It does have 1,200 gas. We don't have any transition into many more Liberators or anything like that. So
I'm still traumatized by that Widow Mine hit. That is somewhat egregious.
He's going to start making tanks now. I do like this. Has spotted the Hydras. So, especially from this attack path, you can get it on the low ground there, right behind that cliff, and it's very hard for the Zerg to get it close. Get his units close, rather. By the way, the upgrades are pretty ridiculous at this point. 1-2 to 0.
Yeah, great upgrades for Impact, but I fear that, I mean, that might be one of the only things keeping him in this game right now. He's finally found enough breathing room to get these Hydras out. This is that kind of transition that we were starting to see earlier on today in some of the ZVTs we got a chance to watch in GSL. But the problem for ByuN is that he got just enough breathing room to make that transition out of Reapers into this big bio style, and he will be finishing a couple of upgrades here to not quite put himself on parity with Impact, but start to just build up this very scary Tarian ball.
Tarian.
I was just trying to continue the rhymes. Didn't quite work out that well. So none of those Marines can throw mines, but they can stim their way back away and just continue to thin out the spores. Nice.
I love the snipes.
Oh my god, he's so good. If you ever want to know which Terran player you're watching, just let him micro against Baneling Zergling. You'll know exactly who it is.
Yeah, you can definitely get a lot of information from that. And yeah, I mean, Impact has held on. He is definitely behind, and ByuN is making a 4th base right now, but he's still in this one, folks. And here we go. A bunch of tanks coming out against all these Hydras.
And really starting to get that composition in full force. Tank production, as well as, oh, will he make it in time? Yes, just barely in time to secure that wall.
He really wasn't messing around with that repair, by the way.
Oh my God, ByuN, why are you so good?
He was born that way.
Every single Baneling is, even though the Zerglings do break through, there's plenty of Marines back in his base. I guess we're just not going to see any more workers lost pop up on the side. Maybe I'm just spoiled from GSL and watching that happen.
It was happening earlier. GG.
Yeah. Okay.
ByuN gonna take the win. Impact not gonna fight it out.
No.
And yeah, just a nice push early on at that 3rd base, and Impact could not hold on.
Man, that Widow Mine hit on Banelings. Like, if somebody hasn't clipped that and put it up on Reddit, there's a whole lot of karma going to waste. So get on that, guys.
Yeah.
That's
also,
my message.
Impact, I like the style that he was playing. Like, he had those upgrades way ahead of ByuN, and he held the Reapers very, very well. It was just, if he could have held that attack, I think he would have been in such a good spot. Because, again, Frost, big map, could have spread out those bases across the top. He could have really been even farther ahead in those upgrades and transitions. So, kind of a pity for Impact, I have to say. Like, I feel like his play was pretty decent. If he just held that attack a little bit better, he definitely could have won that game.
Yeah, easily could have. Well, I don't want to say easily. You know, of course, we don't know exactly how.
Super easy, ByuN.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, all you have to do is just put me in the booth, Valdez. I mean, oh God.
maybe next season you can go ahead and try to qualify. See how that goes.
I was actually thinking about that, just like for fun, entering one of the qualifiers out here. Except that as soon as I realized like innovations in my group, I have a whole lot less fun. Ugh. Well, we are getting into what could be our final game of the night, guys. If you're a ByuN fan, then, well, it's probably a pretty good day. It looks like he's about to complete his second 2-0 over Zerg players to start off this second week of the SSL Challenge. Impact did look pretty good on day 1, but does need to come back against ByuN.
Here we go. This is Whirlwind. Fly Butterfly Janair. And down here in the bottom right, the purple Zerg could have held on, but it was close. This is Impact, of course.
I love what you mentioned to look at the, not the supply, but the upgrades and see how good Impact was doing on that. He was actually up at, I think, 2-1 when we checked it out.
It was 1-2.
1-2, yeah. And yeah, that looks really good. It helped him hang on, helped him make that Hydralist transition. Unfortunately, he just advanced a little bit too far out. And where is that barracks, Valdez?
Doesn't exist yet. We're not in the universe where he goes triple Rax Reaper this time around on Whirlwind. And luckily for Impact, he's going to get that information.
Yeah, and this is really a cool part of rotational symmetry, which is where you keep spinning something and it just keeps tessellating itself into itself in a rotational way. Yeah, is that when you expand, one player gets to expand towards the other. ByuN is that player this time. His natural is closer to Impact, whereas Impact, as the Zerg player, will get to expand away from ByuN. So I want to say that's an advantage from Impact. If ByuN wants to use that natural as a staging ground, then maybe that'll be his advantage, spawning closer to his opponent. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that changes the way that this map goes.
This is really good for Impact. I mean, he gets the first scout, and he went pool first to deal with Reapers. So he's going to get over there and deal with that CC first. CC might be able to complete. I mean, it is a pretty big map, so the Lings, I think, are going to be just seconds late. But yeah, can still do a nice bit of damage to it, can definitely pressure a bit. And you can see he's going directly there, as he does know this is the CC first.
ByuN is going to have a Marine.
Yeah, it's not even out yet.
This is pretty bad.
Why isn't he just... He doesn't want to show his Lings yet.
I think he's trying to, like, convince Impact that...
I think he's going all in.
It's not as bad. Oh, yeah, I think he is. There's the Baneling Nest. He knows, and watch him spring this trap. He's gonna bring up the rest of the
Marine.
Yeah, cancel that instantly.
Run for your
Run,
life.
little Marine. You can make it. Oh no, he can't block it with the depot. That is gonna be the saddest little Marine. Can he get taken out? No, he is actually protected by that giant army of SCVs. Zerglings continue to run around the base.
Speed's done.
Oh, they're going back in for it. The Marine, he's one hit away, but he stays alive.
The workers, they actually
they're going back in to get him.
Okay, they get that one Marine, and he even went for a reactor. I mean, he does not have enough stuff here. This is Impact is going to have a ton of Banelings at the front door in just a minute here.
He senses that blood in the water. I think he wants to target the reactor, not the barracks there with those Zerglings. But yeah, I guess he's not going to keep them on it very long. Now, there's a command center. Oh, that is optimism right there.
He just doesn't expect it at all.
That is what the hope of the universe looks like in ByuN's little eyes. They're actually pretty normal-sized eyes, but for the purposes of my analogy, they will be little. And now 600 APM for Impact, microing the Banelings up that ramp. They will crash right through the wall in. They'll take out one of the reactors, and oh no, right in the middle of those SCVs, the carnage, the humanity. It's not lasting very much longer. 23 SCVs dead, and a GG Impact. Smells blood in the water and takes down ByuN.
I mean, that was a pretty easy follow-up for him, right? He sees the build from ByuN. He's like, okay, you're really, you know, he knows that he gets over there fast enough because he sees the CC and the bunker coming up. So he goes directly over there, stops the bunker, and then he's just like, oh, I can get this guy. There's a supply depot at his ramp, so I can definitely go in there. ByuN wasn't expecting it at all.
So it's kind of cool to see how ByuN kind of caused that problem for himself. Because, I mean, you think about ByuN and TVZ, you're going to think, okay, he's going to go aggressive Reaper opening. So for Impact, that already set him up to counter the CC first. And I'm not sure exactly what ByuN kind of thought the thought process would be like. It is a larger map. It is Whirlwind. I think it's our biggest map in the map pool, at least as far as travel distance goes between close bases. And, I mean, if that had been cross spawns, could have been totally different. ByuN holds that. He gets the bunker up in time. Also, Impact wouldn't have scouted him quite as quickly, but I mean, those are, as they say, Valdez, the way the cookies crumble. If cookies were games, and crumbling was what ByuN did. Well, we've got one last game to decide that. We've been doing a lot of 2-1s tonight, so lots of games, lots of them have been very good. And we have one final game to determine who will win. Yeah, who will do the winning and who will do the losing, Valdez. Fly better fly, Jin Air, and here we go. Our purple Zerg player representing the team Dead Pixels, it's Impact. Also representing Hogwarts for those classes.
And up here in the top left, the blue Terran, it's ByuN. And caught with his pants down.
Yeah, noticeably, as you can see from that camera shot, he has pulled them up for our final game of the night.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Got to make sure you have that going on by the time the camera hits you.
No nudity on the cast, unfortunately.
Yeah, highly unfortunately. I mean, for a lot of our casts, we're underneath a desk, so you know whether or not that's going on.
I was kind of nude last week with my shorts.
Oh yeah, that's true. Wolf actually wore shorts
in the after hours video is funny too. he's like got bigger legs than me, so when he sits on these chairs with shorts on, it looks like he's just. I don't know, doing stuff that you wouldn't expect on a broadcast, but definitely looks very silly. So, ByuN returning to his bread and butter build.
I think for ByuN, after getting kind of bopped out of game number 2, you saw he put down that Command Center of Optimism +1. Unfortunately, it was Command Center of losing the game +5 and kind of outweighs things. Game number 3, no one does Vengeance quite like ByuN. From watching him like double proxy Tech Lab Rax Marauder Concussive Shell all in TY last season, I was like almost ultimate Vengeance. Now the 3 Rax Reaper, and something tells me ByuN is going to use every little ounce of micro he can squeeze out of these guys to put the pain to Impact.
Impact's going around the left side with a couple of the lings that he made. First Reaper will come on over here, and you can see Impact, he doesn't have the scout yet. He is making a couple of drones. Not going to commit to only lings just yet. And he might be able to slip in the left side. I'm not sure if that wall off is complete. Oh, almost around there.
Wow, he actually almost had that. That was some Warcraft 3 micro. Almost taking out the Reaper. Instead, it will be forced to get back away. It's actually a pretty cute little depot wall, preventing any of the other Zerglings from getting through and pressuring this Reaper build. Impact knows exactly what's coming his way. He was able to successfully defend against that in game number 1 and keep at least the Mass Reapers from being what won ByuN the game.
Yeah, and again, I mean, he's probably going to do the similar build where he goes for the +1 Carapace, adds a second Evo Chamber. I'm not sure if he needs the second one. That might be a little bit greedy, but just having one early is going to be important if he wants to get to a similar place as he was in game number 1. Now, Abyssal Reef definitely has a lot of cliffs, a lot of abysses, I guess we can say, but
a lot of reefs as well.
Yeah, it's definitely true. We are underwater here, so not sure how those Reaper jetpacks work, but coming in here with the speed, trying to get the surround, he gets one of those Reapers.
Yeah, it needs to pull back the 2 wounded ones in the front, but those will heal back up as he runs across the map. And now into that third, you said, as a staging ground. Still more Reapers on the way, 3 at a time being produced.
Oh, run!
Expanding behind that, the drone hiding, waiting for a cheeky third base. Will not be putting that up anytime soon.
Hiding in plain sight. Thankfully, ByuN is not blind. Catches it. And yeah, we did have that +1 Carapace on the way once again. It looks like pretty much a repeat of game number 1. I think Impact had an easier time getting his third base up, though, in that game. He's going to set that down now.
Indeed he will. Trying to break down those rocks. Reapers jump up, and that's actually going to be taking out quite a few of those Zerglings. Should be some good mine placements here. Actually bouncing him back up over that cliff. Few Reapers do fall, but several Zerglings taken out as well.
And if you make this many Lings and you don't really use them all too much, you can definitely take down some of those rocks, but it's going to make it a more direct path for ByuN to attack as well.
I think really what it allows ByuN to do is just know where the Zerglings are, so he can put his Reapers in appropriate positions as well. Still on that Reaper hype train with the first 2 reactor medevacs coming out.
We'll see if he stops at 16 this time, or if he wants to go a little bit higher.
I think this might be that 30 Reaper game. I mean, you never quite know with ByuN. I really enjoy finding out exactly what his thought processes are. Unfortunately, it looks like we're going to be reactoring our way into the next phase of ByuN's build.
Yeah, just 11 here.
Yeah,
was able to do that math.
Probably lost about 5, so it should be in a similar spot to our previous game. Not quite as strong, but yeah, Liberators on the way, Marines and their upgrades continuing to be produced. Widow Mines actually being added in here as well, and I mean, this is looking oddly like shades of game number 1, Valdez.
And I like that there is not a second Evo Chamber this time for Impact. He's just going to stick on the 1 and try to make more units here instead, get more Banelings out to deal with that push that will eventually come.
I really like the +1 armor for Impact Zerglings. Just a perfect way to just allow them a little bit more durability, pressure the Reapers off, can get surrounds maybe, allows them to last a little bit longer. Now some Marines back here actually not doing their job to fend off the Zerglings from taking down that reactor. Reactor shut down a barracks for a long time as they build, and now, whoa, hot pickup. Picking the Reapers up and now dropping them back down. I thought that was just for KDA charges, but no. Keeping Impact occupied.
No extra upgrades here for Impact. I mean, attack and defense upgrades, I should say. He's getting Baneling speed and looks to tech up very fast on 3 bases. I like this kind of play on this map because he definitely can get away with it on Abyssal Reef. Trying to go for a double-pronged attack here is ByuN now. Widow Mines into the main.
Knew that the medevac was pretty low, so instead he will just will go ahead and... Wow, that was not great Widow Mine usage. A lot of times you'll see ByuN unburrow and reburrow really quickly, but here we go, moving forward with quite a few of these Reapers. Signature target fire. Oh wow, actually misses one of those. So probably will need to pick up here and get back out. Grabs the last one out of the air. Finally, that Liberator will be taken out.
That Liberator, it was dancing around, him and the Spore. It's going back and forth, but eventually Impact was able to take that out. Get that Impact, and now he is going for a 4th base. Hasn't started his Hive yet. Seems like he really just wants to be as safe as possible and defend before he gets into that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very viable strategy. We've seen a lot of Zerg players unwilling to tech beyond their mid-game. And we've seen a lot of success from players who do. So, would favor that. Now, obviously, going into a late game against ByuN is something that a lot of players have used as a strategy to punish him for being so good at microing early on in the game. However, with things like medevac drops and multi-pronged harassment, that's still something that ByuN can do to leverage his heavy mechanics as the game progresses. I almost want to see him go back into Reaper production just to get up to that insane number you don't expect. Because there are a bunch of Zerglings now going around the bottom half of the map looking for a flank right as these Banelings roll on in. A couple do connect. Take out a few Reapers, but they're picked up and escorted away.
Okay, we got the push coming here at the front door. Those Overlords, they got to get out of there. And there's more than enough Banelings to deal with this, but the Widow Mines...
Oh no, we're going to get a couple of big hits. Taking out quite a few Banelings there. The drop and the pick up into the main. But what happened to all those Zerglings? Looks like they did get pushed out of that 3rd.
Yeah, I mean, Impact's doing a good job holding on here. As I said before, I think Abyssal Reef definitely going to be one of those games, these maps where you can just sit back. And actually, ByuN did spot this over here. The Banelings being morphed, so...
Yeah, he's going to be able to cancel every single one of them, and even if they did spawn into Banelings, he just target fire them down before they could get right on top. Oh, wow. What a game this has been, and what a way to finish off the night, too. There's nobody dies early on. Both players attack and defend very well. We get a chance to see the game continue. This Reaper drop harass.
I'm curious to see if Impact can actually win a late game versus ByuN, because we saw a player like Rogue not be able to do it, really just have a bit of trouble with that, whereas Impact now he's very safely gone up to Ultralisks and really hasn't taken too much damage. As I say that, he's losing 20 drones in the main and the natural while he's doing his own harass at the 3rd base of ByuN. This game is getting out of control. The Reapers totally wiped off the map at the same time.
Oh, I don't even think that's a bad thing to lose all those Reapers. Unfortunate, yeah, but Liberator getting that many kills, and it's not just worker kills as well. It was able to kill off larvae and eggs as they spawn, so that's a lot of value.
Definitely is an Impact. Looks like he's having a bit of trouble holding off these Marines. Doesn't pull the drones at all.
Wait, what?
Just lets them die.
That's not enough Zerglings either. He can just stand there and stem.
Okay, well, I guess that's going to do it. Too many Marines. GG.
Wow.
ByuN is going to take the win against Impact.
He wanted it. The power of the barley tea comes out in Game 3 to give ByuN the victory.
Yeah.
GG. There we
fist
go.
pumping.
Well, Impact's got to impact it up and get out of there.
That's definitely a very nice game to win. I mean, that's got to feel really, really good.
Well, especially after Game 2. I mean, we've seen a lot of series have that one game in there that a player just, oops, I forgot detection against Banshees, or, to raise my wall up when the Zerglings run in. But it feels good to get that revenge, and for ByuN.
Made the CC of losing +5.
I mean, I'm just saying, that is optimism that unfortunately was crushed by the reality of a Baneling bust.
Yeah, and another reason why 4-player maps aren't always enjoyed by every StarCraft pro gamer is, just the chance involved. If Impact didn't get that scout on, he's just going to be floundering around the map. If they spawn at cross spawns, then ByuN definitely could have gotten away with it. So, yeah, definitely did depend a bit on the RNG there. And ByuN hasn't left his.
That's right. This is the exciting part of the night.
The tension is real. We're waiting to see if he'll come out.
Little does he know. Yeah, still waiting.
Looks like he was actually over there.
Yeah. Wait, did he sneak out when we weren't watching?
He might have. Because generally, there goes Impact.
Oh.
You guys got a close-up of him, but still no ByuN. So
where did he go, guys? He's hiding from us. But in the meantime, we'll get a chance to check out the results From tonight's game, Sue taking a 2-1 over Jockji. Another 2-1 as Hush took out Rogue. Bunny with a 2-0 over Patience, I think the most surprising result of the night. And then finally, ByuN taking that 2-1 victory over Impact. So that's going to set our series up to look
Terran's
like this.
on top.
Hey, there you go. Sue underneath at in second place in Group A. The Hush kind of surprisingly up underneath ByuN there in Group B. But yeah, like you said, the Terrans on top. ByuN and Bunny up there at +3 apiece. And down there at the bottom, man, Rogue struggling it up. Yeah. Here's a look at our... Oh, yeah. Hey, so if we can put the camera back on.
Okay, we're doing the handoff here.
Hello, hello.
Hello, ByuN. How do you feel after those games? Pretty good?
That failing bust, game 2.
Oh, yeah.
Build command center.
Angry.
Yeah, angry.
Very angry. ByuN, talk into the mic. Yeah, a little bit closer. Yeah.
Today,
Yeah. Was really on point.
Bye-bye.
Okay. See you later. So,
all right.
You guys got to hear a little bit from ByuN. I know he was quiet.
Yeah, hopefully you guys could still hear that. But glad ByuN just came over here. We didn't even have to grab him and bring him over here.
He just like walked confidently up. He's like, yeah, I'm in a good mood today.
Yeah, sorry we couldn't catch that on camera, guys. I'm not even sure what the slides were saying. Probably just like the next
I think it was
games.
just the next matches for Premier and Challenge. You guys can find those online.
All right, yeah. Premiere's going to be on Monday. Same, not same time. No, it's at 7 p.m. KST on Monday. And then we'll have Challenge right back here at 10 p.m. KST next Saturday. Also, don't forget, right as soon as SSL finishes, and I think it might actually be on right now, the Esports Earnings Casters Invitational is going to be going on. Artosis is going to be playing in that versus Emery, I think, for the first game. And I think right after that, Zombie Grub is going to be playing against Todd. So that'll be pretty cool. You don't want to miss that. Lots of StarCraft. There's GSL on this morning. There's going to be SSL on Monday. There's a whole lot going on, so you do not want to miss that. In the end, that's going to be it for Brendan and I. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at RapidCasting and Brendan Valdez. And, of course, meet us back here on Monday for SSL Premier. Have a good night, guys. See you later.